Hi everybody, my name is Rhys Barber. I'm the audiologist here at Audiology Associates. We upload new earwax removal videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 PM UK time, so please consider subscribing. Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our compilation video today. This is the third of our 5-day stretch on videos. So we've got a patient come through with very dry, quite deep-seated earwax here. I've introduced a little bit of olive oil in before we start, just because of the dryness to it. Sometimes the olive oil helps us to get a good grip on the wax. When you get very dry wax like this, it can be a bit sort of knobbly and bobbly on the top, so it's difficult to get a good grip, so the oil will really help with that. So we can see now it's starting to crumble away into pieces. Sometimes when you suction, you've introduced a bit of olive oil, you will get some leaking out, so we take that away there from the patient's ear. And we're going to get a grip on this bottom section now to lift from the base of the canal. There we go. You can see how angular, and you can see all the little lumps and bumps on this wax. So we can see the eardrum there, but a little bit of tidying up to do around the outer part of the ear canal. Just a couple of straggly loose pieces of dry wax there to come away. You can see as we're peeling it just how dried onto the canal wall it is. There we are, that's the next piece gone. There's the eardrum there. You can see there's a little tiny dot of wax there to the right hand side, so we'll just suction that in. This little kind of cream section you can see here, this is actually a ridge of dry skin, so this will migrate out, but I'm just going to run over it with the suction just to take some of the crumbly bits away there. There you go, you can see it kind of lifting up. Just trying to break it off. The reason I'm going from the back to the front with this type of skin issue, if you lift from the front upwards, it'll peel along the canal wall, whereas if we go from the back and drag it down, it kind of snaps it off at source really, so it's a lot easier to take away that way. So you can see this is the patient's other ear canal. Very similar story, very blocked up, very dry angular pieces in here as well. So just introduce a little bit of olive oil as we did on the other side there, taking it away chunk by chunk. When the wax is quite hard like this, patients can normally feel it in their ears. It can cause a little bit of discomfort, especially sleeping at night, because the outer part of the ear canal compresses slightly, just with the cartilage sort of outer casing of the canal. So you'll feel it pressing sometimes against the sides of the canal walls, which can be quite uncomfortable when you're laying on it. You can see we've got quite a large piece here. Just looking for a smoother section to hold on to, but you can see the pieces just crumbling away. Little ring of dry skin around the outside edge of this piece of wax here. Out he comes. And we can start to see the eardrum there. We've got a bit of tidying up to do in this canal as well. While I'm just doing a bit of tidying up, I just want to say thank you so much for all your feedback and your comments about the 5-day videos and stuff like that. And I have to say, we have some really lovely viewers, some really caring viewers saying, yeah, do your 5, but you've got to have some family life as well. Guys, I really appreciate all that you're saying and feeding back to me, and it makes a massive difference to us when we're running the channel, just to know what you want to watch, how you want to watch things. It does make a huge difference. I read as many of the comments as I possibly can. While I'm in work, if I've got a spare 5 minutes, I'll log in and have a quick look. But keep your comments coming. We really do appreciate them. Yes, thank you so much. You lovely guys. Right, and girls. So I'm just going to look a little bit deeper. We can see we've got one little straggly bit of wax that's sitting at the top right-hand corner of the canal wall there. So fine end going to go in to get this one off. There he goes. And we'll just take a look at the eardrum there, looking nice and healthy. So this is what we removed between both ears. So that's just over 4 centimeters. Oh, I'm looking at inches now. I'm going to say that's 1 3/4 inches. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's 1 3/4 inches. Okay, so this is the second patient in the compilation now. Now this patient was quite an interesting one. Not a tremendous amount of wax in here, but can you see we've got wax all over the canal wall, really deep, covering the eardrum as well. Nice big blob of wax right in the center of the drum there, you can see. The reason it's happened like this for this patient, it's really common when somebody's used quite an aggressive wax softener. So if the patient's used, we have a brand over here in the UK called Otex, which is a peroxide base. When you use that, it does liquefy the wax. Now, I would imagine in a lot of cases it would probably work its way out. Perhaps we just see the extreme cases afterwards. But what can happen sometimes is when it liquefies like this, it can actually flow backwards and stick to the drum and then harden back up. So we've got a hard plate stuck on the drum. I'm using the fine end at the moment to tease this bottom section of wax up. We talk about that valley that appears just before the eardrum. This is actually formed into that valley. So I'm trying to lift it up, but we've got to be quite careful here because the back end of this piece of wax is going to be resting against the bottom of the eardrum. The front end's in the valley, so I've got to try and lift it up enough to be able to get it out without pushing it too hard against the eardrum. So very, very softly moving this around. Back in with the fine end again. I'm just trying, because it's an angle at the front, imagine it like the thin end of a wedge. We're trying to get a good suction grip on that. We can't get it because that's all I'm doing at the moment, just lifting. I'm trying to get to a smoother section underneath, a flatter section. Just managing to get it on there, but this is still quite hard and quite tough. What I can see now is that this front section piece here flows into a piece behind it, which is then attached to the piece that goes up over the top of the eardrum. So it's a pretty big chunky piece, this one, and it's all connected together, which unfortunately is why it's all holding in place. So I'm just going to do a little bit of gentle touching on this dark section here on the drum. I can see it's moving, not as much. What the movement you can see is more the wax at the front end there coming away from the eardrum behind it. Okay, so I know that I can get these two pieces off today. If I held on to that and all I could see was one piece of movement, wax and eardrum together, moving at the same amount, then I would tell this patient to soften this maybe with some olive oil for a week and then come back to loosen it off the drum. So what we can see here is the crocodile forceps are going in. I've got a leading edge on this wax. I want to get a grip. Very gently holding on here, slow, steady pressure. We don't want to pull too hard to rip the seat, all coming away from the eardrum behind there, peeling along the canal wall. I know you guys love a good peel, so it's coming away really nicely. We've cleared, you can see now, you can a lot more clear that piece is one section, that whole piece behind there is one big piece of wax. So we're going to aim for that next. I'm going to try and lift the bottom section out first if we can, which is going to peel from the top. There you go. So now we've moved it through a sort of 45 degrees away from the eardrum. So we've got an edge now that's peeled away from the drum at this top section. Can't quite get that grip now, like you see. So I'm aiming back in the smoother section at the bottom to get a good grip. Turned it some more. Now you can see it's moved away further. Got a little tiny leading edge at the bottom there. Pulling away, you can see it starting to come away a little bit more. There we go. Now we've got that bottom section away. The top section of wax is also peeled away from the drum as well. There you go. You can see it's all shifted to the side. So trusty old forceps are going in now, just to get a grip on this bottom section. Oh, just missed the edge of it. Just aim a little bit further in. There you go. So that's what was attached to the eardrum. So that's come away really nicely. There we are. So there's the eardrum there looking nice and healthy. We've got a few little straggly bits of dark wax around the outside edge, so I will tidy some of this up. The pieces you can see on the drum themselves are little tiny, very, very thin, almost dried pieces of oil basically, so it's discoloured on the drum. You can't get those off. It would be ridiculously painful and you'd gain nothing at all by taking those off. The thicker pieces, yes. Those thinner pieces, not so much. You can see the peel now. Can you see what I mean about it? It sort of liquefying and drying. It forms this really thin, very, very thin plate of wax that's formed over the canal. I can see the canal skin underneath, the pinker section underneath. Just trying to find the leading edge for this. It obviously, when we're clearing closer to the canal wall as we are here, working, you know, almost on top of the canal wall. It feels like a scratchy, pinchy sensation in the ear canal. So, you know, if my patient was saying, "Oh, this is a little bit uncomfortable," then I would probably say, "Look, you know, just use some olive oil. It'll flush this last couple of pieces out with baths and showers." But because my patient was doing really well, they were happy for us to continue. We're just going to clear away this now. There we go. It's all coming away nicely. Front section here. Sometimes with wax, if you aim a bit further forwards than you think you need to, you'll get a good grip on a leading edge and you'll get a nice big chunk will come away. It doesn't always work, but it's worth a try sometimes. There we are. You can see because we're working really towards the front end. You can see that we just went over the top, so we're going to go back a little bit further. There, you can see you just sometimes will get these nice lifts right at the front end where it would normally detach from the canal wall anyway. Let's get this last little bit away here. There we go. So we just tidied that up a little bit. Oh, there we are. See a little piece caught in the hairs. Like, we'll get rid of that. There we go. He's gone. So have a good look at this drum. There we are, looking good. Perfect. So this is what we removed. So these are all those thin pieces and flakes there. A centimetre and a half. Oh no, 3/4 of an inch I'm going to call that. That's 3/4 of an inch. Thank you very much for watching our video today. If you did enjoy the video, then please like. If you're not subscribed already or you'd like to do so, you can click the subscribe button here. If you'd like to check out some more of our videos, they're also up there. Now, if you want to follow us, you can do on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also check our website if you want to know a little bit more about us. And as always, guys, until the next time, take care.